Hello all, welcome back once again to another interesting story under the Azadi Kamrat Mahotsav story series by Momish Town Musings. Today I'm going to talk about another interesting story about a brave queen who has ruled India, or should I call her as the first empress who has ruled in India and made her presence felt in the European countries as well. This is a time when Julius Caesar was just getting into power. He was just establishing his control in the European region. By that time itself, our queen, about whom we're going to learn today, has already established her control in European countries as well as in India. I hope you got interested now, right, to hear about her story. Yes, my dear friends, let us move into the 200th common area time, way back into the history, to meet Queen Naganika Devi, who has silently left her mark in on the stones in the form of various inscriptions which she has created, which talk a lot of stories about her and her reign during the 200 to 150 common area period. What if I tell you that Queen Naganika Devi belongs to Satvahana dynasty? The very moment I talk about Satvahana dynasty, most of you would remember Gautami Putra Satakarni, all thanks to the movies and the social media campaigns that started talking about Gautami Putra Satakarni, especially from 2019 and 2020 onwards. Because of these movies, we think that Gautami Putra Satakarni is the founding person or the person who has taken Satavahana dynasty to its zenith. And the moment I say Naganika Devi, you must be thinking that she is somehow related to Gautami Putra Satakarni. Yes, she's related. But what if I tell you, but she's related to Gautami Putra Satakarni, but she's couple of generations earlier than Gautami Putra Satakarni. And Nagnika Devi and her husband are the ones who had started taking Satavahana Empire to its zenith and gave Gautami Satakarni a huge base on which he can establish more. He can start establishing his golden rule, golden period, and start expanding more. Yes, unfortunately, we don't have any pictures of Satakarni or Nagnika Devi in our history books. What we all are left with are the different inscriptions, and which talk about their personality, their character, what they have done to the empire, and stuff like that. Based on those inscriptions and stuff like that, and some form of sculptures, people have made some representational drawings about Naganika Devi and Satkarni one, which I'm presenting it here to you guys. During Satakarni once time when he has taken the control of Satavahana dynasty, his empire, Satavahana empire, is limited mostly to northern part of Andhra Pradesh, with Amaravati as its capital. It was not a huge empire to start with, but he's a very ambitious ruler who wanted to expand his empire on all the possible directions and also make a name and fame for himself. I, I'm not talking about Satkarni one as the only the war-loving king here. He is a very benevolent king as well because people usually love him a lot. That was what the inscriptions keep telling about him. So we need to mind that he's an able administrator as well as a person who wanted to expand his territories, expand his influence, which is quite common in that area time, isn't it? So he got a marriage proposal from Maharathis, who were ruling most of the northern part of Maharashtra at that point of time. And Maharathis have an excellent military power, artillery base, which will benefit Satakarni one. So, because with this marriage alliance, both these parties will get benefited, and that is how Queen Nagnika Devi became wife of Satakarni I. With the military support which he got from Maharathis, Satakarni I started expanding his Satavahana empire on all sides as per his dream. He started ruling most of the Vidarbha, parts of Gujarat, parts of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, complete Andhra Pradesh, and little bit of Odisha as well. So you can see the how his empire started expanding from this small circle to most of the Indian subcontinent, isn't it? During this time only, the Romans, Greece, Persian traders have found out the new route through Red Sea, through Arabian Sea to reach Indian ports in the western side of India. And Shatakarni I was always encouraging the traders from Europe because he knew the money which these traders will get in the form of taxes to his empire, which will benefit his empire, and he can do a lot more things for his people, right? So that is the reason why he was always encouraging this traders. And by expanding his empire, he has given these traders a secure land route that will connect the eastern ports from the Bay of Bengal side, that is from the Andhra Pradesh Tamil Nadu border, towards the western ports that lie in the Arabian Sea. Sea. And though these European traders used to feel that instead of traveling through the Arabian Sea, round about India, enter into Bay of Bengal, and then reach Southeastern Asian countries like Hong Kong, Philippines, South China, even Thailand, and other countries. They used to feel that it is easier for them to travel to the land from the western ports to eastern ports, and then take the ship from the Bay of Bengal and reach the Southeast Asian countries. Not only that, his empire has given them another secure trading route from the current Satavahana Empire to upmost of the northern part of India towards Delhi, Punjab, Rajasthan, and other Himachal Pradesh and other areas, which was benefiting them a lot because these traders were able to procure different types of goods because of all these trading routes. And at that point of time, and the muslin cloths, the silk cloths, the ivory products, and the spices, everything is in demand, isn't it? So it was benefiting these traders, it was benefiting these Satakarni one as well. So it was a win-win situation for both of them, and that is how the kingdom started prospering. But unfortunately, Satakarni one has passed away much before his the time before his sons have attained the right age to ascend the throne. And before I forget and move about talking about here, Satavakarni's sons, the evidence for the win-win situation, what I had just described, can be found in the form of the Satavahana 1 coins, which were issued by Satakarni 1 in uh, can be found in Europe, like in the places like Rome, Persia, and Greece. uh, before, as I told you, when Satakarni one's sons, Vedashri and Shaktishri were minor kids by the time when Satakarni one has passed away. So Naganika Devi, and so I told you, right, the empire is getting a lot of foreign visitors. There are a lot of other kings who are kind of jealous about the way Satakarni one is expanding and stabilizing his empire. So what will happen at that point of time when the king dies? Obviously there will be unrest, there will be revolts, there will be coups within the family member, among the family members, royal family members who would like to ascend the throne, and knowing that the sons are minors, and the situation will become very volatile, right? So considering the volatile situation, it's Queen Naganika Devi who has stepped in to take control of the Satvahana Empire. The way she stepped in and the way she managed the empire projects that Nagnika Devi is already a well-educated, well-knowledgeable, good knowledgeable person. And the inscriptions state that Nagnika Devi was also part of most of the strategies and discussions, political discussions that were happening in the courts of the Satakarni one. And she has also participated in the different yagas, yagnas, which were conducted by Satakarni one. And she herself also has conducted a lot of couple of more rituals after the Shatakarni one's demise as well. Some people say that ladies are not part of the yagas and yagnas, and that is all fiction. But we don't know the truth, my dear friends. Here, what we can get is only through the information that comes out from the inscriptions, which Nagnika herself has made, got it made in the different caves. And also other proof that we can see is in the form of the coins which are available, like, once again, both in the Greece, Rome, Persia, everywhere, with Naganika being in the center and Satakarni one in the down. And both these names are written in the Brahmi script, which states that at that point of time, Brahmi, Devanagari, both of them are prominent languages spoken across the empire during their reign or during their time in which they were handling the Satvana Empire. But some inscriptions also point out to the fact that Prakritic language is also slowly getting popular at that point of time. And this Prakritic language had the roots for all the Dravidian languages, like similar sounding Dravidian languages like Kannada, Telugu, little bit of Maharashtrian, Marathi language and all these languages, Tamil. So some historians believe that this Prakritic language, which was started getting encouragement during Satakarni or Naganika Devi's period, is the basis for all these South Indian languages. Again, this is all based on information that is available in inscriptions because most of the things are not documented at that documented to us. So we need to make a lot of inferences here. So we need to understand how the situations are there at that point of time. But these inscriptions give us the indication that ladies also had good amount of say in the political matters. They were able to express their views, and they were not being basically put in the back in the women's quarters as a minority who doesn't have any voice to decide on the different matters. The way Naganika Devi has ruled her kingdom is a testimonial to us to state that yes, things were different. Ladies had the free will. Ladies were able to contribute to the society and were able to express their views very much willingly. And the coins are also a testimonial, right? Even during Rani Lakshmi Bai, Rani Rudrama Devi, and other queens' time, we don't see much of the coins, but we are able to see these coins in the 200 to 150 common area period, which itself is a testimonial, isn't it? Now you might be asking, what are those inscriptions about whom, which it kept on talking all along? We should thank this person, William Sykes, who went on a trekking expedition in the Western Ghats in Maharashtra, somewhere near Kalyan, the current Kalyan area in Mumbai. There is this place called Junu near Kalyan, which is like around 30-40 miles away from the Kalyan, or less than that, honestly, where the Western Ghats are there. And during the summer time, when the monsoons have just started setting in, William Sykes had gone on a trekking expedition all alone. He's not a historian, he's not a travel logger, he's not a documentarian. He is a statistician by profession, and he came to India for a vacation during one of the ships. And when he went for trekking, he found this wonderful cave which is being shown here. And when he and there are no doors at that point of time, and when he went and saw inside, he saw this kind of lot of inscriptions, I mean writings on the wall. He didn't know what those writings are, but he thought that in 1828 most of the this entire area, Nasik, Mumbai, and all these areas were surrounded with Buddhist monks, isn't it? So he thought this must be some of the Buddhist caves, and some of the all these inscriptions are Buddhist, and he thought that it might be Brahmi inscriptions, or he was not even able to identify whether it's Brahmi or Devanagari. So he had noted down with his pen and paper what exactly it is there in here, and presented it to the table of historians in Bombay later. Post which there was a lot of research and a lot of excavations that happened at this archaeological site, and we got to know the information about Nagnika Devi, Satakarni, and this is a huge inscription. And why it is being really important to us is it describes about the family history of Naganika Devi. It talks about her father, it talks about the Satakarniman's father, it talks about their offsprings, it talks about how the situation is at that point of time in their kingdom. It talks about the different yagnas which Satakarniman and Nagnika Devi have performed together, like Ashwamedha Yaga, Rajasuya Yaga, and different offerings to various gods. It also mentions about the different gods whom they have worshipped: Vishnu, Shiva, Lord Surya, Lord Varuna, for worshipping the rain, for asking for the rains, Surya for giving the light, and all that things. It also talks about the Buddhism, how the Buddha has started, how it has started taking more control during that time, how the Buddhist monks were there in their kingdom, and lot more things. So this is, and that is the reason why these inscriptions are very much important. And now you might be wondering, where are these inscriptions? Where did this William Sykes go for trekking? He has gone for trekking in the hills near area called Nanegat. Nanegat is a very tiny pass in the Western Ghats, which you can see even today. And there is a big, huge urn that is placed, a stone urn that is placed on one side of this place. Now you might be wondering why this urn is placed and what is this path about, and why, I mean, where exactly are these caves where the Nanegat inscriptions are being found. It is within the walkable distance from this path that we can see these Nanegat caves where the inscriptions are there. And this path is the major trading route which connects the western ports to the eastern ports, as what I told you earlier. And also this is the one which connects to the northern India as well. You can see that it is somewhere near Kalyan to Nasik, between here or somewhere. Uh, this Nane Ghat is there in the Western Ghats. So this is the place which is very much important. And Queen Naganika Devi used to collect taxes from all the traders who pass through these ports. And the urn which is being used here, stationed here, is used to collect the coins. Nane Ghat means Nane is coins in Devanagari, and Ghat is like again in the Ghat mountain pass, isn't it? So for the people, whoever is passing through this guard has to pay taxes. Then now you imagine this is a busy trading route, a trading pass during that time. So obviously, Queen Naganika Devi was getting a lot of money which she is using for the benefit of the society. Here, we should also understand the situation in which she has taken the control of the Satavahana Empire, very volatile empire where most of the people are just vying to take the control and of a throne, and then I mean send her offsprings away so that they can take the full control of the Satavahana Empire. But no, she didn't let that happen. She ruled the Satavahana Empire for more than 30 years, post which when more than 20 years as a regent, and then and she helped her son also in the administration. When they became the king, still they got the confidence to rule the huge empire on their own. And she is also gone on wars to basically subdue all the revolts of the coups that are happening in her empire. So she knows the military skills. She knows she's a good strategist. She's a good humanitarian, because the descriptions that state the conditions of the people living in her empire at that point of time, where and she was giving all the different benefits to the people. So, unfortunately, none of this has been reflected in our history books. In fact, forget about history books. Even in the Satavahana list of rulers about whom we studied in our history books, Naganika Devi's name doesn't appear. After Satakarni 1, we only get to see Satakarni 2. What happened to her offspring? Should we call all these things as a fictional story that somebody by name William Sykes had invented it? We don't know, my dear friends. But we do have proofs about the inscriptions that are found in Nanegat as well as the Ajanta and Ellora caves where Satavahanas have left a lot of inscriptions. And one more thing, what we got to know is that because of the way she has brought her sons up, the tradition of using mother's name in the front of their name has started, and that is how Gautami Putra Satakarni got his name, his mother's name in front of his name, saying Gautami Putra. We do have a lot of other rulers who use their mother's name in front of them in the Satavahana dynasty itself, which shows that women do have major say during that point of time. So I think there are so many lessons that we can learn, provided we know the real story. That means these historians or the archaeologists have to dig in more and give us more inputs about her time based on the inscriptions and based on the facts that are available with them. We common people cannot do much but accept kind of referring various books, whatever it is there, and document it, and then learn it from there, right? So that's all is the story for today. I hope you enjoyed it and take some Naganika Devi as your role model in the in your future life. Let us meet tomorrow with another interesting story. Bye bye till then.